That's the real life. How you guys doing tonight? This is LBThaRealist with Surrealistic Studios. First story of the night. Shaking my head. SMH. The FBI is now investigating Standing Rock protesters for terrorism. Yes, yeah. They're calling them terrorists now. Surprising, I know. I'm reading here from The Guardian. This is from one of the people they talked to here. The idea that the government would attempt to construe this indigenous-led nonviolent movement into some kind of domestic terrorism investigation is unfathomable to me, said Lauren Reagan, a civil rights attorney who has provided legal support to demonstrators who were contacted by representatives of the FBI. It's outrageous, it's unwarranted, and it's unconstitutional. Reagan, who has regularly visited Standing Rock and is an executive director of the Civil Liberties Defense Center in Oregon, said she learned of 3 cases in which officers with the task force known as the JTTF tried to talk to activists in person. She described the encounters as attempted knocks and talks, meaning law enforcement showed up at people's doors without a subpoena or warrant and tried to get them to voluntarily cooperate with an interview. The 3 individuals, which include a Native American and a non-Indigenous activist, asserted their Fifth Amendment rights, boom, and did not respond to the officers. Let's see. According to Reagan, who declined to identify them to protect their privacy out of fear of retribution. Wow, 2 of them were contacted in North Dakota and a 3rd at their home outside of the state, according to Reagan. She said all 3 contacts were made in recent weeks after Trump's inauguration. So basically, they have the same tactic. They have the same tactic basically as the ICE raids, the recent ICE raids by Trump, when they go in and they knock on your door and they making it seem like they want to interview or they want to talk to you about another case or another thing that they're investigating, and then they turn around and slap the cuffs on you. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. A terrorist organization. And this ain't the first time. They used to do this to the Black Panthers. They did it. History repeating itself. A lady even says it. History just repeating itself. That's all. And this is all because Trump is a former investor in Energy Transfer Partners, the Texas-based firm behind the pipeline. So this is unbelievable. Let's see. Since the summer, law enforcement officials have made roughly 700 arrests, in some cases leading to serious felony charges and possibly lengthy state prison sentences. Following recent indictments, at least 6 activists are now facing charges in federal court. Rumors about the JTTF have caused further stress among the activists. Reagan said she was able to confirm the identity of one of the JTTF officers, Andrew Creed, who attempted to contact an activist. Reached by phone, he declined to comment to The Guardian, saying, "I can't talk to you," before hanging up. An FBI spokesperson, Jeffrey Van Nest, also declined to answer any questions, saying, "We're not in a position to provide a comment as to the existence of an investigation." In November, a JTTF officer also showed up to a hospital room of Sophia Wilansky, a 21-year-old who was seriously injured during a standoff with law enforcement at Standing Rock, according to her father, Wayne Wilansky. The FBI took her clothes and still haven't returned them, he said in an interview this week. Wayne said he suspected that the FBI brought a terrorism agent, given that local police had alleged that activists set off an explosion that caused his daughter's injuries. Witnesses have said they believe she was hit by a police concussion grenade. The timing of the FBI hospital visit in Minneapolis was upsetting, he added. It was especially disturbing because Sophia's blood pressure was going up. She was about to be wheeled into surgery. Man, this is... Oh my God! This isn't the first time the JTTF has been tied to an investigation of civil rights protesters. Records from Minnesota suggested that the task force monitored a Black Lives Matter demonstration. I just got done telling you they used to do this to the Black Panthers. Anytime you try to rise up and fight for your rights and fight for the right thing and fight for your right to live, you're labeled as a terrorist. You're labeled as a terrorist. Wow, that's crazy. Am I a terrorist sympathizer because I stand up with Standing Rock protesters and water protectors? No, get the hell out of here. For indigenous leaders who have vowed to continue fighting the pipeline on the ground, the FBI investigations and ongoing federal prosecutions have become increasingly worrisome. It's particularly troubling to some given the U.S. government's history of aggressively targeting Native American protesters and turning them into political prisoners. This is history repeating itself, said LaDonna Brave Bull Allard, who founded the first camp opposing the pipeline. I keep on thinking, how did we come to this point? When did Americans lose their rights? When did America stop following the law? Brandy Lee Maxey, a 34-year-old Nakota tribe member from Canada, said it's difficult not to worry about possible prosecution, but the cause, she said, is too important to give up. I'm staying here. Whatever happens to those who stay, happens. We just have to keep praying. Unbelievable. According to The Guardian, that's where this article is coming from. You guys can go ahead and look it up yourselves. Jezebel is also reporting on this and a couple of other sources that I found. This is fucking unbelievable, you guys. Like, actually, no. Never mind. It's very believable. They just labeled Standing Rock protesters terrorists. This is going to be blasted by Fox News all day. Oh my goodness. Let me know what you guys think about this. I have a pretty good idea what you might be thinking. A pretty good idea. Man. Until the next story.